And we're starting this video off by apologizing once again. I messed up the cropping, but it's only for just one more minute, I promise! Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Knights of the Old Republic playthrough. We were talking to these scientists last time, and they were all like, hey, maybe you should go blow up something or kill the shark outside. I don't know, pick one. And we said, okay, cool. No problem. I can do either of those things. Actually, since we're light side, and we're environmentalists, and we don't want to get kicked off the planet, ostensibly, we would like to do the option that does not involve polluting the ocean. So let's do that bad boy and fly off the surface once we find the star map. There's a few other Selcatharoni peeps up here, up in my business, in my grill, that I need to take care of. Luckily, they can be stassiced, but that's it. That's all we got. Sweet and lovely. It's amazing how you can do different vibes of Under the Sea. And in this game, this sort of has like a dark feeling of under the sea science facility, but it doesn't seem like the walls are closing in on you as much as they do in a game like BioShock, for example. Because, you know, there's no leaking water. I'm sure that they put a bunch of effort into the leaking water in BioShock just to make it feel like the whole place is about to come down at any point. Now, this place doesn't seem like that very much because graphically it's not as intense. I guess the music is good, but that's about it. That's your mood. Now let's jump outside of this escape hatch and acquire some knowledge about where I'm going. I think we're almost at the end of this level. And finally I realized at this point that I messed up and fixed it. I'm glad you made it through that, but let's go. Okay, so for some reason I didn't know this, but I cropped the image poorly. I hope that hasn't been going on for too long and just been this one episode. Whatever, I'll deal with that later. And if I did, I'm sorry. Anyway, we have to head up this direction. There is a computer, which I am planning to overload and explode, do all the bad things. It's a puzzle that's like a common computer science puzzle, I think, at least, where you have to transfer liquid between two vats at fixed ratios, and you gotta give me a second on this one because I am not using a guide here, so we're YOLOing into the vats. That is the plan, at least. That's what we're gonna do. Nailed it! Now, I'm sorry I skipped the cutscene there, I didn't mean to, but there's a big cutscene where the whole thing explodes, and it's really exciting. But you won't get to see that, not in this video. You'll have to go find that somewhere else. Now that the Fraction is not going to murder me as I cross this bridge, we can escape. Not escape, that is not the right word. We can go over here and gain the star map. Now it's really slow, so might just speed up the video all the way back because we gotta walk too. Alright, hold on. God, that took forever. Let's get some closure from these
We saw what
scientists.
you did out there on the cameras. Destroying the machinery was the right thing to do for everyone. That creature, the giant Fraxton shark, the guardian of the KOTOR or whatever it was, seems to have calmed down a lot. It may even be safe to go outside now, but we'll stay here and wait for the Republic rescue crews. Thank you for not making a huge mistake.
Oh man, that other guy's so pissed he wasn't even looking at me. Finally, we are finished with Manon. We have the star map, we have everything, we didn't destroy the entire planet, and the Republic isn't in that big of trouble, even though there may be some repercussions about what I did when I fly off to the surface once more. I gotta walk all the way back into the other facility. Luckily, there's a nice shortcut area way this direction, Aroni. I won't speed it up. Speed up the video too many times. It's like watching a Let's Play Terraria, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But this game ain't no Terraria game. Excuse me. Had a little bubble of oxygen. Had to escape out the hatch right there. Okay, you gotta make our way back out of the dungeon. As a whole, I guess I give Manon more shit than it deserves. It's really not that bad.
Yes?
It really isn't. I promise. I guess you can't open this door, even with Juhani's excellent level of strength. And that would be nice, but we can't go that way, so we're gonna run all the way back. I don't think there's anything left in this dungeon left to do. Check the map just to be sure. There is a way around there, but I think it's just... I describe this as a giant U. It's a U dungeon. You go in, all the way back around a bend, and then come back to where you came initially, sort of, but you can't quite get to the location you need to be at. There is an elevator up... Not an elevator. We gotta get back to the pod. Okay, Juhani's all the way stuck back here. I hate this place sometimes. KOTOR, it's gonna happen 100 more times before this game is finished. Not to worry. Not that big of a time lapse, at least. Wow. Okay. Kind of cool. It's a dark dungeon. Normally, I don't like games that are too dark, especially because you just can't see. It becomes annoying to play and irritating. Fear games get scary games get an exception sort of in that environment because their entire mechanic is based around the fact that it's dark. But when you're playing an RPG, sometimes it's dark and you can't see anything. It's really annoying. And I just want Juhani to bash this door open, which he can do this one actually. This is great. Come on, one more. You have to go in combat with the door to initiate a bashing sequence, and it does use your strength attribute, which is why I'm having Juhani do it and not my character. Otherwise, I have to use a lightsaber, which the damage is based on your strength, so it has more damage to bash down doors than a blaster would. It all makes sense, trust me. Somewhere along the line, it all makes sense. And I guess there's a rogue droid that we haven't killed yet. Let's take care of this guy. Let's take care of this guy right now. No problem. We're just finishing up this dungeon, trying to loot as much dumb stuff as possible that I don't actually need, because, let's be honest, my character is totally sicked out right now. This is the door I couldn't bash open before. So, yep, guess I can't open it. It's an unopenable door. Yes? Everyone loves unopenable doors.
Yes?
We'll speed up. Come on.
Sure.
Let's go, team. Time to escape from this bottom pit that no one else could, but we can. We gotta hope no one's taken that the submersible away from its parking spot. Once again, Juhani is stuck in the back. There's so many things you take for granted. That mercenary that we had talked to in the beginning, right when we got into this dungeon, he could have just taken the submersible back up to the top, but he didn't, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to complete the game. Which, if we're being totally honest, I'm actually very grateful for. It's nice to be destined to do something, because nothing can get in your way. Even logic and reason. This place isn't that big. How is everyone getting stuck? I think it's just the layout of the rooms, and there's just so much shit all over the place. Did I loot this guy? Yeah, I looted him. Yeah, I looted him. Let's go. There just comes a point where you just can't take... You can't take it anymore. You have to leave. Alright, let's go. Back up the submersible. Let's leave. Let's get out of here and never return. Another lovely cutscene for us to watch. Let's get waylaid, and I'm pretty sure this is the worst voice acting we'll hear in the game.
Beginning to fear that you too might have been lost. Did you find out what had happened down there at the facility? Insane. What did they do, and why? They killed everyone? And the mercenaries we sent later? That's horrible. What caused them to all go insane at once like that? Something was down there? Living in the rift by the Kolto? That's horrible. The entire operation wasted by a disaster we could never in 1,000 years have foreseen. What has happened to the facility itself? Were there any survivors? Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed. But what has happened to the facility? Was it damaged? No, that is terrible. That will set our work back years. It may even cost us the war. While I am glad that you were able to solve our problems, the cost may have ended up being much too high. But you have done your job and helped us in our time of need. And for that I thank you. Oh, and did you end up finding your star map? As you can see, by helping us, you helped yourself. Perhaps we can work together again in the future.
I think I just remember that being worse than it actually was. But when he goes, "That's terrible," that line is atrocious. Awful. Not very well done. Please redo that next time. Yes, you can't transit back, because as soon as I open this door, I will be accosted. We get out of that one by simply telling the truth. and pitting them all against themselves. Now we can fly back to our ship, our Ebon Hawk, and take one last gander. No, we won't even take a gander. We'll just leave. We'll go back into the base. Now, what should I do from this point? I think I'm going to talk to Bastila and Karth for a little juicy subplot story, and we can finally leave.
How can I help? Am I so transparent? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, considering our bond. Yes, there is something I would like to ask, if you'll permit it. In our time together, I've been watching you. You are a true servant of the light. You follow the tenets of the Jedi Order despite the lure of the dark side. And with so little training, for me it has always been a constant battle. Don't you find it difficult at all? You make it seem so easy. Or is that only an illusion? And that's enough for you. If only it were as easy for me. If only the right path was always clear. I've always struggled for control over my passions. I've always been too quick to anger, too quick to get involved. My instructors constantly berated me for it. I've often dreamed that I might be able to confront Darth Malak myself. I dream I can use all this power I have to kill him and stop all the death and destruction. I just think about all the evil that the Sith have caused and I get so furious. Yet we are told that these feelings are the path to the dark side. Yes, of course, you're right. I have to remember my training. The Masters know well the corrupting influence of the dark side. Although it is hard for me to imagine. The very thought that I could become as evil as Malak, I just can't fathom it. It just doesn't seem possible. I mean, how could I... No. Wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be asking you this. The Jedi teachings are clear. Who am I to question them? And even worse, who am I to try and make you question them? These are dangerous thoughts. The indulgence of a vain mind. Please, forget I ever mentioned this. Let's just return to our mission. How can I help? Then I suggest we move on.
What do you need? Talk about what? The only thing I want to do right now is find Dustil. If he's alive, there's just nothing else I want to think about. I'll understand if we can't look for him right now, but if we could, it would be a huge load off my mind.
You can already tell that Bastila has the hots for me. Karth, not really. I wouldn't say that he has the hots for me at all. Although it may be possible if I was a little bit more suave with him. Had a little bit more charisma, but no. No, I can honestly say I'm not really that interested. He's not catty enough. I like catty people. I like people who snivel at me and are easy to troll. Karth, not really. He just gets mad and mopey. The next place that we need to go is Korriban. So let's fly that direction. Wow. Kind of like this cutscene. Of all of the leaving of the base ones, this one looks really cool. That city looks so much bigger than it is. Could you imagine if they made the city that big? My god. Game would take years to finish. Entering hyperspeed. Let's go.
What happened? What's going on?
Sith interdictor ship. They must have been waiting for us on the hyperspace route. We're caught in their tractor beam.
Do you recognize the ship?
It's the Leviathan. Saul Careth's vessel. My old mentor.
Oh no, we're in trouble. We're caught in a tractor beam.
Admiral Careth taught me everything I know about being a soldier. He was a legend in the Republic fleet, and a hero to me until he betrayed us. When the Sith attacked my homeworld, the Leviathan, Saul Careth's flagship, was at the head of the fleet. My family was destroyed that day, and my wife died in the Sith bombardment. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I mean, I won't throw our lives away in some mad quest for vengeance, but if I get a chance to kill Saul during our escape, nobody better get in my way.
Talk of an escape is somewhat premature, don't you think? We don't even have a plan to get out of this mess yet.
And I'll admit, it won't be easy. Saul's no fool, and he won't underestimate us either. You can count on plenty of guards watching every move we make.
Maybe Admiral Kareth doesn't know how many of us there are on board. We all have special talents. Talents we could exploit so that one of us could stage a rescue. We just have to figure out who has the best chance to avoid capture so they can come and rescue us later. It's a long shot, but it's our only hope.
Well, if we're gonna pick someone to save our skins, we better do it quick. In another minute, we're gonna have Sith troops marching up our loading ramp.
You speak the truth. I alone of all the group might be able to remain hidden if the Sith search the ship. I could wait until the guards have completed their search, then come to rescue you.
Hold on, they're dragging us into the docking bridge.
Bastila, Karth, and the crew have been taken prisoner as you ordered, Commander.
Excellent. Have you searched the ship thoroughly? Admiral Kareth warned me to be on alert for any kind of treachery.
We searched the ship from top to bottom. Somebody would have had to be invisible for us not to find them in there.
Well done. Return to your post and I'll tell the Admiral of this.
Karth, it has been far too long since we last spoke. I see the recent months have not been kind in your case. I barely recognized you.
But I recognize you, Saul. I see your face every night, even as I promised myself I will kill you for what you did to my homeworld.
Did you learn nothing in your time under me? As a soldier, you should understand that casualties were unavoidable. This was an act of war.
It was a cowardly act of betrayal. Your fleet bombed a civilian target into oblivion without warning or provocation, and the blood of those innocent people is on your hands.
In war, even the innocent must die. The Sith would not accept me until I proved I had truly turned my back on the Republic by bombing the planet.
My wife died in that attack, Saul. And for that, I swear I'll kill you.
You used to be a man of action, not of empty words. Cling to your lust for revenge if you must, but spare me your tired threats. I've heard them all before. You're an insignificant part of these events anyway. Lord Malak is far more interested in your Jedi companions. He has great plans for them.
We will never serve Malak or the dark side. The Sith will be destroyed, Admiral Kareth, as will you if you don't turn away from this path.
Your words are brave, Bastila, but the lure of the dark side is hard to resist, or so I've been told. I wonder if your companion is as devoted to the light as you are. You're defiant. I'm certain Malak will find your loyalty to the Jedi amusing. The Dark Lord would probably reward me if I just killed you once and for all, but he may want to question you given the trouble you've caused him, and the history between you. You mean... Oh, this can't be true, can it? You really don't know what's going on here, do you? Well, I won't be the one to deprive Malak of the pleasure of telling you himself. The Dark Lord will no doubt torture you for information and for his own twisted pleasure. Eventually, you will tell him everything. The Sith can be very persuasive. However, Lord Malak is in another sector. It may be some time before he arrives, so I suppose I will have to fill in for him until then. Activate the torture fields. Enough. I don't want them to pass out before I question them. Malak will appreciate any information I can give him when he arrives.
Don't waste your breath, Saul. We won't answer any of your questions.
I'm sure you won't. However, we both know your friend's loyalties have proven in the past to be somewhat flexible. It is time to put your loyalty to the test. I doubt torturing you will gain me your true cooperation. Your will is too strong to be broken that way. However, even the strongest of heroes has trouble watching those they care about suffering. The interrogation will begin now. Each time you refuse to answer or give me a false answer, Bastila will suffer.
My pain is meaningless. Tell him nothing.
I tire of these games. Now I want answers. On what planet is the Jedi Academy in which you were trained? Alderaan is nothing but a planet of artisans and philosophers. There is no training academy there. You must think this is a game. Very well, this is the price of your resistance. Enough! You see what happens when you try to defy me. This first question was a test. Obviously, Malak knew the academy was on Dantooine, and it has since been destroyed by our fleet. Dantooine is an empty graveyard now. Nothing is there but a smoking ruin and the charred remains of your former masters. More empty threats. We Sith prefer to let our actions speak for us. Perhaps that is why we are winning this war. Now, tell me your mission. How were the Jedi planning on using you to stop Lord Malak and our Sith Armada? Perhaps you need a reminder of the consequences of refusing to cooperate.
No. No! Pain!
Listen, can you not hear her suffering? You can spare her further pain by simply answering my questions. Now I will ask again, on what mission did the Jedi Council send you? Perhaps another lesson is in order.
No! No! I beg you, no! Mercy! No!
I am surprised she did not pass out sooner. Rarely have I seen someone withstand such punishment and remain conscious. I see I am wasting my time here. When Malak arrives, you will learn my interrogation techniques are considered merciful among the Sith. I will leave you here in your cell with a small taste of the horrors you will suffer when Lord Malak arrives.
Don't try to move too quickly. You might not be fully recovered yet. Admiral Karath had his guards continue to torture you even after you passed out.
They tortured all of us, though you got the worst of it by far. Saul wanted them to make us suffer. He's become some sort of sadistic monster.
The dark side has perverted him, Karth. Once you start down the tainted path, it leads you ever further into the depths of evil. I fear he is forever lost. Yes, I suppose you're correct. Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that hope in the face of such unbridled cruelty. But you speak the truth. I suppose I'm taking the news of Dantooine's destruction quite hard. First Taras, now the Academy. Is there no end to the killing? I'd like to believe that Saul was lying to us. But even as he said the words, I knew they were true. The Academy is gone. We should have felt a disturbance in the Force when the attack came. The fact that we did not is a bad sign. I fear the dark side is growing stronger, casting shadows our vision cannot pierce. I can only hope that some of the Jedi escaped. Rook, Endar, Zar. I cannot imagine all of them being gone. In any case, we've lost our one place of refuge in the galaxy.
None of this will matter if we don't get out of this prison before Saul gets back. Saul mentioned that Lord Malak was on his way. I think the Admiral left to prepare for his arrival, and to report the results of our interrogation.
It is fortunate you were able to resist the Admiral's questioning. The fate of the galaxy could be changed by revealing the slightest piece of vital information. I have to confess something. There was a moment, just a moment, when part of me was hoping you would tell him what he wanted to know, just to make the horrible pain stop. I know you would never do anything to intentionally cause me pain, but you did the right thing. I don't honestly know if I could have been as strong in your position. To watch you suffer like that, it might have been too much for me to bear. Did you feel that? A disturbance in the Force. The Admiral has sent his message. The Dark Lord knows we're here now. Malak is coming.
Well, then we better hope Juhani busts us out of here before he arrives.
I shall not be seen.
Oh my goodness, that cutscene was so incredibly long, but I hope it was as juicy for you as it was for me. Anyway, the situation here is we're stuck on this damn ship, and we're in some sort of T-rubble right now. Admiral Karth's Admiral, dude, I don't remember his name. He has captured us, and we had a plan to get uncaptured by having Juhani stealth and basically go through the ship and murder everyone until they free the rest of our party, who is being held in the holding blocks. So, Juhani is by herself in this area. Picked her. You could pick any of the characters. I picked Juhani because she's the most proficient at combat at the moment, considering she's a dual-wielding Jedi Guardian capable of flying across the screen at a moment's notice. I think in there is the barracks. I can fight everyone in there. I may lose that fight. Probably not, though. Down this direction, there is a dude in a cage. Here he is. We'll talk to this guy.
Ichuta, yun patisa, kimba nikchalora kun. Smilia, tingkuin ko ka, patok chiwi aita ka chong chicha, agi inko tune chun. Smilia, tingkuin ko ka, patok ki mulira kun kin. Tong hitwama ag inko tune. Tanghi wamaji aki inkotun kachopa bogra shanko tachi. Achua penki yun patisa tichuba jikunka naga. Chiwa aita kanki jiyokaku uba baska dwana chi. Hava yun patisa chiwa aita kanki. Kakincha nawabakaon.
He tells us he can give us basically infinite computer spikes. There's a room in here that I can use that key card or whatever. It's on this terminal right here. I think it is. I need to free him first. Okay. I'm all backwards. I'm all messed up. That cutscene totally screwed with my sense of time. I was so invested in it. But we're back now. Let's just go kill all these guys. Get Juhani some much needed experience. Good thing we're fairly strong at this point in the game. I've done a pretty good job of building Juhani. She is built like a Russian supermodel man who works out a lot, I guess. Oh. Okay. Actually, totally not like that at all. Time to loot things. This place is a little bit irritating because when you get your companions back, they do not have their accoutrements. They don't have their inventory, and to get it back, you need to basically open 6 or 7 different lockers because it's stored amongst those. And if you don't do that, you won't get all of your information back. You won't get all your inventory back. It's very easy to do that too. I think I may just be able to bash open the force field here. Yep. Let me see what I can do. Bash open this force field. Boom. Boom. One more. Bam. There we go. This guy is now free. He will grant us a key card that will get us into heaven. Nailed it. Now you can bash open the rest of these, but I think you'll just be attacked on sight if you do so. Now, back in this room is the computer. Now you'll notice we have 99 computer spikes. So no matter how dumb Juhani is with computers, she has a lot of spikes to be used, and therefore we can open up anything that we need to. For example, access to the holding block floor where all of my companions are, the torture chamber, and also access to the Ebon Hauk itself. Hauk. Where's that word from? What language? Why is there a WK? Why isn't it HAK? Dumb question. All of these are dumb questions. Pseudo intelligent questions. You know, do you ever think about sand and how much sand there is in the universe? I mean, oh my gosh, there's so much sand. You ever think about who invented money? Like, why do we even have money? Ugh. To quote South Park. Those aren't actually that profound. So this Sith guy gets his own cutscene because he's a boss, even though he looks very similar to other guys. We gotta make sure we take him out, though. See, he can take some punishment. He actually pulls out his own sword and starts decking it out with this Jedi. And oh my goodness, oh! Whew. Juhani almost died there, and if she did, I would have had to restart this whole segment because I forgot to save. Which is a good thing I didn't fail there. You'll notice Juhani doesn't have quite as good of healing powers as my character does, because she's a guardian and I was a consular who has basically infinite mana. It's ridiculously strong. These guys aren't bosses. They pull out stun batons and they try and kick the Jedi. How silly of them to try. Continuing to loot this area, and I think just ahead are my companions. But they can wait while I loot. That's just the way things have to be. Oh, excuse me. This is the droid room. If you had chosen T3 or HK-47, I think that they start in there. Because they take your droids in for decommissioning and memory core stuff or whatever. There's a whole serious plan. It's much more interesting in KOTOR 2 than this one. Because Juhani can just kill everyone.
Well done, Juhani. In freeing us from the cell, you have proven yourself truly worthy of the title of Jedi.
If I remember the layout of the ship, our equipment should be in a storage chamber just through the north doors. After we grab our stuff, we need to get to the main bridge controls. The bridge is the only place that we can open the docking gates of the hangar where they've got the Ebon Hawk. We have to open those gates before we can fly out of here.
We better get moving. I can feel the darkness of Malak's presence approaching, and I don't want to be here when he arrives. None of us is a match for the Sith Lord. Surprise and secrecy will serve us best. A small group might have a better chance of sneaking onto the bridge undetected while the others make their way down to the Ebon Hawk.
Count me in, then. I've got a score to settle with the Admiral before we get off this ship. And I have a feeling I'm gonna find him on the Leviathan's bridge.
That's a good idea. The others can get to the Ebon Hawk on their own, but Karth and I might need your help. The three of us will get our equipment and make our way to the bridge. The rest of you head down to the docking hangar where they've got the Ebon Hawk. You'll have to find a way to deal with the guards.
Don't you worry about that. I know how to deal with the guards. They won't know what hit them.
We'll meet you there as soon as we get those docking bay doors open. Just make sure the Hawk is ready to fly when we get there. And may the Force be with you.
Okay, with new plan having been formed, we can get our inventory back, which I don't have yet. You have to get all the stuff in here. Equip all of my blasters again. Make sure everything is good, but unfortunately, maybe fortunately, after I do that, I won't actually fight anyone else because I'm going to end the episode. So, boo-hoo. That's going to happen. At least we fixed that dumb cropping issue that happened earlier, and hopefully it wasn't that big of a deal for you. I mean, you could still see what was happening. Now we got to do inventory management. There's a good friend of mine who hates inventory management. God, he can't do this. He won't do this. If there's no like auto-equip best items, he won't play the game. Just unless the game is like really good or whatever. But can't stand optimizing the build of a character. I don't understand if he plays MMOs or not, because that's literally the entirety of an MMO, is getting items to equip your character to be the best. There's nothing else. There's no other content in that game. Oh, is Karth? Did I already equip Karth? Did I mess this up? Did I screw this up? Did you rub my lamp? Did you wake me up? I think the Mandalorian heavy pistol is actually strong. I was mistaken. See, I thought that Karth's blaster and Bendak's blaster were of the best guns in the game, but that Mandalorian blaster is friggin' OP. Super strong. Karth doesn't have any implants, does he? Verpine for the power shot, although Karth already has max power shot, so it's not that big of a deal. He does have one implant, I guess. Sorry, thinking out loud here, as I should be, but when I think out loud, my voice tends to lag behind my thinking, and I just skip over random things, you know. I make an association that I just don't say, and it appears fragmented and lame. And for that, I apologize. You're just gonna have to deal. Force power is for Bastila. Speed is of the utmost importance, because without speed, you won't be fast, and without being fast, you won't get those extra combat rounds in. I'll just give Karth toughness, because there's no other real feats that I need to give him right now. He gets bonus feats, like all soldiers do. Bonus constitution. My character still has that lovely beam of light. Oh, I love that so much. So good. Okay. +6 wisdom. We're going to get that to +7 at least by the end of this. Maybe even +8, because there's a implant level 3 that gives wisdom and dexterity, and oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so amazing. So we're going to walk all the way back down to the elevator where Juhani started, and then end the episode. Up to this point, thank you for watching. It has been quite a wild ride. This has taken me quite a long time to make, and I started this 2 months ago, and I had just been, you know, playing the game for an hour at a time, going back and finishing up the touches of the video later on.
This is Canderous. We're at the Ebon Hawk. Like we figured, it's under heavy guard. But don't worry, we'll figure out a plan to take care of them.
Okay, Canderous is ready for us, but we're not ready for him. We're going to end the episode right there. Thank you for watching.